Hello, people got here a little faster than I expected. I'm doing some background music and trying to add a source. I think that's live immediately. We'll just call that good. Oh, no, wrong one. So I don't know how well this is showing up with the full screen thing going on. Hopefully I'm not doxing myself at all. I have no idea how well that's gonna go. But, okay, it looks like it's working. Well, hey Tenkai, thank you for joining as well. I thought it'd be fun to start with this since this is going to be the last stream of the new year, or the last stream of the year. And I think most everybody here is already going to be kind of aware of most of what's going on here. There's really not a lot. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to go over it. Apparently I watched 200 hours. I have no idea how much of that was me having my own stream open for monitoring. Categories is 5, total streams 56. I don't know if there was a cutoff time for this, and then clips made 26, which I need to get better about doing that myself. Doing some numbers, which I'm pretty happy about. A bunch of chats sent, which I think was mostly in Spike Vegeta's channel. It's weird that this is still lumped in with the streamer category stuff and not viewer, since Twitch has ones for both. And then, unsurprisingly, Monster Hunter was most of it, but Halloween really dominated it. And then 4th of July, just on the one day, was enough to make it into that top 5, which I think is pretty funny, because it was just a one, 7 or 8 hour stream. But I'm glad that it's representative of my normal jam. And then, yeah, Halloween, Teamwork, and Monster Hunter were the the jams as this became more of a regular thing. And I made 2 whole goals, which I think was 40 and then 50 followers, which I think is neat. And then you guys are the real heroes. So I'm way into that. I appreciate people showing up and having fun. And being supportive, even if half of it might have been out of obligation and the other half was out of participating. But either way, I definitely appreciate it. And I guess I have Goaty Modi, which I don't know what is up with the goats, or any of this really. And then there's the shareable bit, which, hooray, most of it is still about watching, which still feels weird, but whatever. That's it. Or, well, actually, I don't know about community. Oh, no, that's just everybody. I don't care about everybody. So that's all of that. I'm just going to immediately get rid of that source. We're donezo. Oh, well, also, so first of all, hello, Rab, and that is super generous. Don't worry about it. I really appreciate popping in just to say that you were going to shoot me a gift. But anyway, what I wanted to do, I think everybody in here already kind of knows about it. We're jamming out with the goats. I'm so glad. I wanted to do a last out, first in, where I'm going to be doing this again tomorrow, so next year, haha, and just go through some favorites. And naturally, anybody who knows me even a little bit, if you're just a Twitch viewer, which I don't think anybody here is yet, so hello, friends. Yeah, surprisingly, Kirby didn't make it either, Tenkai. I just noticed that. But yeah, I wanted to go through and just blast this stuff. Right now, I'm doing the Switch version of this just to kind of chill warm up. And tomorrow, I'm going to be redoing it on the PS5 version, because of course I have more than one, because I don't have all of the trophies for that yet. Oh, right, there's time zones. It's 6:38 p.m. on the 31st for me right now. So, right now, It is still last year. I can probably make Buster Only work. I know why not. Yeah, why not? Let's fucking do that. It's a Buster Only run now. Let's do it. I'm also kind of curious to see how this is going to hold up between different controllers right away, because I remember part of the reason I didn't play quite as much on the PlayStation version, that for whatever reason the DualShock 5 didn't feel as good as the Pro Controller, specifically for X, and I don't really know why. I think the buttons might be a little bit wider apart, so doing my normal button mashing doesn't feel as good, which is crazy if true. But, we'll have some pretty direct comparison. There's also no way that this is going to take the normal amount of time that I would block out for doing streams in the evening, so I'm probably just going to jump right from this into 2, then 3, then 4, and just kind of go from there. I was almost tempted to show off that can crush you. So I kind of always forget about that myself, but I also don't want to be too much of a scrub. You know, weirdly enough, it isn't the D-pad for me, it's the button placement for shooting, jump, and dash and all that. But, it's something about the Switch Pro Controller really does lend itself super well to how the X games feel. I wish I could really figure out precisely why that is, because I'm definitely curious about it just from a design perspective. Also, after the intro stage, I'm going to see if I can play this off of my OBS input so that I can watch the chat a little bit closer than I am right now. I was gonna save the last one to ride in style, but it's not a huge deal. I would botch that anyway. Oh no, it's time for chat! Because there's nothing I can do here at this point. We do need to build the Wheel of Pain, so, oh, the game not... Okay, good to know. Now is a good time for that. How is the, it is Heavy Weapons guy. How is volume now? Is the balance a little bit better? Bearing in mind that I'm not watching, Oh yeah, oh shoot, oh no, I didn't fight back, darn it! Nobody knows what happens here. I actually probably could have sped that up a little bit, but, eh. So when Myth and I did the obsessive Let's Play series that I forced him into editing for me, one of the things that we originally wanted to do with the original Super Nintendo footage was re-text box everything, because it was so blurry and there were some... well, not even were, there is. So if you see right now, Zero's text is red. It's not going to be red every time he shows up, which is really annoying. Turn it back up, but balance it. Okay, cool. It's 5. It's 5 right now. But there's like a couple little minor typos. There's some formatting stuff where like, okay, Zero's text is red and X's text is blue, and that makes sense. But then like sometimes they switch and it's never consistent. So, you know, we're going to redo it. And Myth, in his infinite effort, actually did do a couple of, I don't remember if it was episodes or games or what combination it was, but he managed to do it letter by letter, and it did actually work. Like, he actually got it looking really good. He put the sound in for every character appearing on screen. It was really awesome, and then I think it was just unsustainable. Like, we figured out that we could not have put them out at the release schedule that we wanted to, with how much effort that was taking, so we just ended up doing it without it. But we kind of already dug the hole a little bit too far, so we made it so that all the text was still, and it didn't look very good. And people in the comments actually pointed it out. So we had to explain that whole procedure. Like, no, look, it did look really cool, but we couldn't make it look really cool fast enough because I'm a crazy person and made Myth crazy. And it just didn't work out the way we wanted to. And there's trivia about a thing that nobody asked about. And yes, it's Icy Pengigo time. Yep, okay, well there goes Damageless. I wasn't really going for that, but I was kind of happy with how long I had gone, Vile notwithstanding, but that doesn't count. Okay, and my TV being at kind of an angle here is going to make this jump a pain. There we go. And did we actually... remember exactly. I guess I could have sworn there was something about the text remaster thing that like didn't work fully correct. I am also going to assume, because I just now saw it, because I'm unfortunately on too much of an input delay on Streamlabs to look at chat directly that way. I'm going to assume that the Batonton X versions are just kind of... There's a lot of implied nature and technology have kind of fused... Oh, right, I can dash now. And I've always kind of assumed that anything that's animal or animal adjacent that looks like wildlife and is built in mass is probably doing some kind of like wildlife management related shit. But I'm not 100% sure, to be perfectly honest. Probably spies! Actually, they could just be Sigma spy drones. Who the hell knows? That wouldn't not track. I think the original Batontons were probably Wily creations anyway. That is actually probably information that exists somewhere. Here. I haven't gotten through snowball lists in a while. They could be... You know what? I like that. They're Amazon delivery drones. That's totally it. That's perfect. Sorry, I need to highly focus on this wildly difficult boss fight. Ah! I do that every time. I get really greedy and end up getting behind him really stylish, and then I have him back his ass up into me. To a point where it's kind of an in-joke with myself. But it's fine. Do you think Sigma made new robot? You know, I could see that. I wouldn't be surprised if Sigma did go out of his way to kind of get more Mechanoids manufactured just for this. So, barring the concept of the... And yes, it is absolutely, he backed his ass straight up into me. Barring the Amazon delivery drone thing, which I do actually genuinely like, it could very well be that they are such stripped down, kind of bare bones versions of the original Batonton, like, cute round model, that he might have just, like, mass-produced them just to harass combatants or whatever. Sigma is a dick, that wouldn't be surprising. Do I want to go... No, of course, I'm doing my normal... Especially since it's a Buster-only run, because somebody challenged me to do so. Extremely efficient pollinators. I have to, like, look up and down. I do dig that, too. Although, there are some Mechanoids that we're gonna see in Stink Chameleon stage that are kind of in that wildlife vein, that I could see that being part of it, too. It's my tattoo! I almost always fuck the second time up. I get really greedy about stuff like this, because I fancy myself quick at this game, but hardly like a cool speedrunner guy. So, I'll be like, I can do this trick, and then I just eat shit and like don't manage to do it properly. It's always been one of my favorite effects in the game. This satisfying, like, crash through. Wasn't too low. I will occasionally get greedy there and he'll respawn and bump me off. It didn't happen this time. That screen gets precarious that way. Not going for the extra life, don't care, don't need it. Speed through that. And it's dad time. And yeah, like, seeing that window explosion, it's just one of those things where it's such good stage detail with, like, such satisfying sound and visuals to it, and the fact that it slows the Super Nintendo down a little bit really sells it for me, too. I know a lot of people will call slowdown a bad, but, I'm into it. I guess because I grew up with it, the Super Nintendo was my first console, so, you know, this and Gradius 3 and stuff like that, it always felt more like the game was doing, like, cool slow-mo moments to kind of emphasize how intense certain stuff was, which now, obviously, I just know it's lag. But, I guess it's become ingrained as, like, part of the experience for me. So I don't really mind it that much. Because I know that Gradius 3 in particular, because it had arcade releases and stuff like that, I always, I've seen ROM hacks that remove all the input, or like the screen, the overwhelming amount of sprite lag that game can get in certain stages to make it more arcade specific. And while I do get that, at the same time, it's like, no, but like the bubbles are supposed to make the screen slow down because that's just part of the stage, but it isn't. Which is extra weird though when you stop and think about the fact that the Super Nintendo version is its own version, even though the arcade version is also on that cartridge, and the stages are a little different, and there's all kinds of other shit. But we're not playing Gradius, we're playing Eagle Fight! Everybody's favorite Super Nintendo game. God, I wish I had heard this fan theory when we were doing other videos about X. But one of the coolest things that got posited, I think in one of our Let's Play comments, which was like extra cool, was that Storm Tornado is such a good weapon for X, but doesn't do any damage to X while you're fighting Storm Eagle, because his lore is consistently that he is still, like, he doesn't go Maverick virally. He essentially does it of his own free will because of his sense of honor, and depending on the source of the story, which has been retold a couple times, but weirdly consistent for him, is he tries to stop Sigma himself, but because he gets defeated, he feels like he has to kind of opt into it out of respect. And the person in the comments said, like, well, maybe he's holding back against X and not using his full power, even though his weapon is so good, so that he can hand his power off to X to use it against Sigma. It's like, god damn it, that's like the best theory. Like, I love that one. It's so good. Also, yeah, so the PSP remake is the one that posits, or is the one that kind of has the, okay, this is just for my honor, I'm sorry I couldn't stop him, but, you know, whatever. The manga, he's a double agent. And he's trying to put up a good act, and it goes way too far, and X and Hit basically fight to the death. It's like, Eagle, you don't need to do that, but okay, whatever, works, bud, I guess. You could have just not done it, but whatever. But either way, I really like the Storm Tornado theory there. I think that's really cool, and it's in character with him. And since he's so consistent in general, I totally buy that. Alright, let's see how well I can show off on stream here. got pretty good at doing this stage without getting hit by any of the crescent. Nah, that's always the one that fucks me up. There's another opportunity later, though. Doing Thunder Slam with Buster only is gonna be slow, but whatever. That's fine. And yeah, Life Support Dr. Cain is, like, my absolute least favorite thing. Like, I like certain components of Maverick Hunter X. I actually like a lot of what the OVA does for the story, but there are so many unnecessary changes in that game, and it drives me nuts, because it's so close to being, like, exactly what I would want out of a remake. And it just, like, it falls short in ways that really only would frustrate somebody as obsessive as me, fan-wise. But yeah, like, the fact that Cain is on life support at the beginning, and then gets killed off in the OVA is just like, no, you didn't, that's literally pointless. You didn't need to do that, even if it's supposed to illustrate, like, war bad, here's casualties. It's like, A, he's the only human character in the X series that you ever see on screen. So just robbing us of that is frustrating. But, it also fucks with the storyline moving forward, because he's the one that repairs Zero in the correct ending of 2. He's in 3 briefly as well, I think. No, he's not. I don't know what I'm thinking there. He is in the Game Boy Color game, or the first Game Boy Color game, as an adorable little sprite. It's one of my absolute favorites. I always joke that he looked like a little marshmallow pillow in that, and I wish I could show that off, but it's in the Let's Plays, because I did those too, because I'm a crazy person. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna stop my obsessive rambling for a sec to see if I can... Yeah, easy. Imagine Maverick Hunter X with Super Nintendo and Ren. Yes, see, that would be outstanding. Like, exactly what Myth just said. I would play that... I would play that to an irresponsible degree. Like, truthfully, I have not fought him without Shotgun Ice in a long time, so I'm probably gonna get jobbed here, which is... Yeah, look at that! 2 hits! Let's fucking go! I haven't done Buster only on him in an embarrassingly long time. So, let's see how this goes. But yeah, like, the whole Cain story, it would be easy enough to rewrite that stuff, but it's just like, you don't have to do that. Oh, I'm gonna shut up, because I definitely don't want to lose to him more than once. No jump. No jump punch. Don't do it. Dash punch. What am I? Oh, God, that's the rough one. No! Damn it! I'm not used to using the claw. So right now I've got my pointer finger up on A and my thumb across Y and B, and I keep slipping on the dash button on the wall. I'm just not doing it fast enough. And I don't think I can remap controls in, Can I remap controls? I actually don't remember. Hang on, space ahead? No, I can't. That's fine, I'll give it a shot, and if I fail, I fail. It's my own fault. Hold on. Did I just learn a new thing? I did! How did I not know that? Oh my god, that's embarrassing. Fast enough there, though. For time delay, at least. That still makes a lot of sense. Oh, I'm gonna get fucking killed again. I'm gonna get killed again! My god. Oh, new X. No, not gonna do it. And I'm also too proud. I said Buster only, so it's Buster only, and I'm gonna fucking game over to Sparkman like a scrub. I cannot believe this. Addy, you've ruined my credibility. How dare you? I just gotta time that better, though. It's just so damn fast. Stop that. Dead! Oh, man. Oh, actually, yeah, you know what sucks is people are doing that with X shorts, and I see them all the time, and they're always instances where it's like, I knew that. It's like, okay, well, it's not for me, so I don't know why I'm saying that, like it fucking matters. So, you're not wrong. That definitely would work as a short format. Actually, oh, fuck, that might be fun. Maybe I will do that at some point. I have enough stuff that I want to do this coming year that maybe I shouldn't worry about it too much. Who do I want to do Buster only next? I guess... I have the helmet. I could go for you now. Yeah, why not? See if I can get the Buster. And yeah, I use R for dashing, personally. I like to have all of the key functions on my right hand. I'm trying to remember the exact characterization of him in Maverick Hunter X, but I think I do remember it, and I think I do agree with you. Also, Bug Showcase! Let's fucking go! We're up above the stage, which the game likes right now, but is not going to like right now, where our sub-tank looks nice and normal, and now the next screen is all flubbed up. Also, the enemies are invisible, and this isn't going to go away until I clear this area, which I need to remember the placement for, so I don't fall into the bottomless pit that spawns when you do that, because the screen doesn't scroll anymore, and we should be back. I fucking love doing that. It's so weird. I think it's like the only spot in the game where you can do something like that. It's dumb and broken, and I love it. Oh, alright, now I get to struggle with this for like 20 minutes on stream. God. It's really impressive how often I hear stories about people that straight up didn't find this Buster. Okay, don't fall. Okay, there we go. I have gotten it. If you hit one of those blocks and then fall, you can't reach it anymore. It doesn't work. So I was a little worried that I would get it and then wouldn't land it. But we're here! We did it! I know. I love that the game still does the slowdown and everything. In my opinion, still the best looking, fully charged, upgraded Buster shot. The Spiral Crush is too cool for its own good. Now, if my OCD wins, I like to clear all of these. Yeah, all these blocks first try. Getting that second one is really hard and totally pointless, but I try to do it every time I play the stage. Oh, God. I would love to try and get into speedrunning, but just don't have the consistency to do. Yeah, like, there's something about memorizing everything and doing it in, like, the particular speedrun certified order that I'm just awful at. Like, this is a game that I have played probably easily in the triple digits of times at this point, and I still can't do these rooms cleanly, even when I'm, like, not going super out of my way to do it, but going kind of out of my way to do it. I still genuinely do kind of want to figure out how to do an X7 speedrun, though. I think that would be fucking hysterical. Because I would insist on doing it X only, which everybody would be like, oh, you can't do that, but I found a way and it sucks. It is a very unenjoyable experience. It is long and stressful and not actually productive, but it's how I am as a person. Well, that's the thing. I don't know if there would be guides for doing it that specific way. I think we would basically have to do our own routing for the very first half of that type of run. But, you know. Thoughts for another time. Canceling my charge. So one neat thing about Flame Mammoth is, in the Game Boy game that he's in, which I believe is Extreme 2, I might be mixing them up, his weapon is always the charged version. It's the actual wave of fire that comes from charging Fire Wave, which I thought was a good way to kind of mix it up between versions. Probably wonders if that's because they couldn't get the flamethrower effect to really consistently work well on a Game Boy Color, I guess. But that's just a shot in the dark. I have absolutely no idea if that's actually what the problem was or why they decided to do it. Yeah, I guess doing a category with the prep work finished already would sort of work. That's the trick, is the stubborn part of me would want to route that part, but the obvious truth is that nobody would want to watch that run if I did do all of that first, outside of, like, the maybe one-time novelty of it, but it is literally playing the game twice. And yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised how clean that Buster Only Flame Mammoth was for me. Usually I struggle on it a little bit more, but I think I might be getting into my fugue state, where I can just kind of talk and go at the same time, because I'm warmed up a little bit. And yeah, that's the I know that there are 47-hour runs of certain games, but, like, you wouldn't watch one of those, right? Like, you wouldn't tune in to a GDQ that was just a 47-hour long. Link looks at a rupee and does the slide thing to get to a wall. Like, that's just not a thing, and I totally get that. It's fine either way. Do I want to do Buster Only Chameleon yet? No, I don't. Although, I guess if I'm doing Buster Only, I can do You Now and get the Boomerang to get a couple other stuff. Yeah, obviously those as well, but I would love a Log Flume State. They're the only roller coasters that I enjoy. This has been a little while since I've done Buster Only on this, too. Usually I'll come in here with Rolling Shield, because Rolling Shield, once you get past this particular gentleman, pretty much finishes the entire stage right lane. Okay, there's two of them, but you don't have to worry about that one. But Rolling Shield will get you damage list through this entire hallway. It blocks the Sine Wave guys and the laser shots from the security systems. So that entire section is free. Then I'll usually use Fire Wave to burn through these guys. I know Storm Tornado is functionally better, but I don't care. Fire Wave is my favorite weapon in this game. And then if you use Charge Rolling Shield again from here onward, the entire rest of the level is basically free. It instantly takes out these guys as well on one charge, which is very nice. Little pests are just going to needle me this entire time, and that's fine, we'll deal with it. I'm not going to pretend I'm perfect. hate killing the little ladder yadders, which I'm pretty sure is their actual name. Ladder yadder. Y-A-D-D-E-R. I love them. No, I don't. You horrible monster. I keep trying to air dash like that's in this game, and that's probably gotten me killed in a couple boss fights, too. Okay. I'm gonna break Buster only to collect items, and I love this, because I only learned about this because of the Let's Play. But if you do... Well, okay. Yeah, right. I forgot about that height portion. I guess I always do this without it. But if you surf on it, then you can make that jump. I always used to come back with Boomerang Cutter, but you don't have to do that, apparently. But I'm out of practice doing this, and you're gonna... Nope. I'm bummed. I used to be able to do this first try every time, but... I'm doing a bad job because I'm under performer stress. Here's one more shot. It's not that important right now. There we go. All I had to do was assume that I was gonna quit. Alright, back to Buster only. I would need a weapon to get that one either way, so it isn't like that's breaking any rules there. But going Buster only also frees me from having to deal with getting the Hadoken, and I'm totally okay with that because it's such a pain in the ass. It's one of those things that's like, it's neat, but I never want to do it because it takes so long. I'm pretty sure the Shotgun Ice is the intended strategy, but it never occurred to me to use it because I never used that charge shot as a kid. So when somebody showed it off on Twitter, I was like, oh fuck, I have to write this down! You stop it. I need you to cooperate, friend. I just need to panic less, which is the exact opposite of that. Do I have any sub-tank? I do. Yeah, why not? I'll go ahead and eat those actions in a little bit, I'm sure. I should probably learn what he's reacting to in order to make that happen so often. Because it's clearly something I'm doing. He's reacting to me. Oh, you... Man, that's a good way for him to get the KO on me if he does it. Some actual tactics going on there. I'm just gonna jump right on top of it. And yes, Boomer Quanger's stage music is remarkably good. I'm really impressed at how consistently good all of X1 and X2 soundtracks are. Like, Mega Man's in that bracket where it's very rare to have bad music, much like our buddy Sonic. But, X1 and 2 are just, like, far and away perfection. You don't feel like teleporting now? If he does that in response to your health. Or I just got really unlucky, but you're just not doing it. Only did it after I took damage. Coincidence? Probably. But, you know. Got him. Banger Quanger would be a really good name for a remix for this stage, by the way. If I do say so myself. Yep. Eagle was a little divey this time. Although actually less than I normally see him on my runs, which I'm kind of surprised. He's usually a little bit nicer for other people, I think. Maybe it's because I talk about him too much. I don't know. Anyway, we got everything on his stage because of the ice. I'm gonna... Do I want to go back here and grab this now? Yeah, why not? Do a little bit of pre-gaming. Usually I would do this kind of stuff dead last, but I want to mix things up. So, tank. I literally came here to get this item. I almost walked right the hell past it. Oh my god. I'm just on autopilot right now, I guess. And I'm gonna get rid of this one to make it a little bit easier to do so. I found out way too late that that responds to X's trajectory. So if you're on the ground, it'll default to going in the upward pattern because it has to. If you're ascending when you shoot it, it'll go up. And if you're descending when you shoot it, it'll go down, which is what makes some of the aiming always a bigger pain in the ass than it needs to be. Which I thought was neat when I found it out. There's a lot of tech that I just, like, never bothered to try learning or reading up on or anything like that. But I'm better than that now. There's nothing wrong with asking or reading guides for help. Yes, why not? Part of me is tempted to go for the body armor first, but I don't know if I feel like dealing with Stink Chameleon yet, even though I could. But I want more hearts because I'm notoriously bad at avoiding damage in the Launch Octopus fight. Also, hello, friend! I'd be remiss if I didn't show off your magic powers. Let's botch that very easy jump. I feel like I might be able to do special weaponless on getting the heart tank here. But it's been a really long time since I've tried to mash through it. Not that this is that part, but I'm using it to gauge the possibility. I don't think that's gonna happen. Or something. Thank you much. There's one particular jump in this stage that is, like, not difficult at all that me as a child could just, like, never do. It was one of the hardest ones for me. I think it was actually just that one that I passed with the Tauntauns after the first drill tank, or crusher tank, which I should know the name of off the top of my head, but don't. Anyway, I'll try this once. Yeah! First try! I'm glad that I'm not losing my ability to button mash. Also, it's that jump. For whatever reason, child me could never make that dash jump, and have no idea why. It's not that hard. Probably for the same reasons that current me would mess something like that up. Oh my god. Get the slow-mo spiral. There we go. It looks so cool. I love it. Hey, look, it's the Hadoken. I got it, and you all watched it happen. Cool. And yeah, Tenkai, the Armored Armor demos, like every single song in X1 is a perfectly valid favorite song. It's just such a good soundtrack. It's unreal. Ah! That's a bad botch start. Because I gotta remember the timing on making sure he doesn't do that too often. But I'm not gonna be able to, because I barely ever do it. I mean, it's mostly gonna be when he comes out. My god, you've got a lot of health. Oh my god, I forgot he had this much health. That's nuts. Huh. God, I might not do Buster only for this just because it'll be tedious. But it is an endurance match, I suppose. I hit a hit. I will say, though, I do love that as a mechanic. God, is that gonna be faster? I think it is going to be faster to just use the normal shots against him. I don't like that spacing, though. I will say, though, if he does end up killing me, and at this point there's a good chance I'm going to make some stupid mistake, I'm probably not going to do Buster only on him again, because this is going to take fucking forever. Oh, the trick is to just overwhelm him. Understand. I actually kind of can't believe that that works as well as it does. Oh my god, I'm surprised. I'm genuinely amazed that that's the way you would do that Busterless. I mean, I'm sure there's some crazy speedrunning way to do it super precisely, but I'm not good at video games, so I'm not even gonna try. But I'll definitely take a first try, being as rusty and embarrassing as I am right now. Who do I want to fight? You know what? Honest to God, I think I'd rather have the body armor for Launch Octopus. It's weird, I always feel like his stage music is the low point of the soundtrack, but I always love it every time it comes on, so I don't know why I always think that. Oh, that's why I wanted to do first, right? Shit. I can't believe I made that mistake. Okay, well, I'll have to come back here, but that's fine. Get some sub-tank fill-ins. So yeah, for those who somehow don't know, right now the heart tank is in there, and I need the raised water level to get it. You're gonna be tedious too. Let's go, I guess. RT55J. Mostly I'm gonna botch a lot of shots, because I've gotten really used to using his weakness weapon, which, as it turns out, is Boomerang Cutter, because it wants you to burn the ammo before the boss. Which I've actually started to realize is a very recurring thing in Mega Man games. Very often, stage mid-boss will be weak to the same thing as the boss, presumably to mess with your resource management, which I never really noticed before I started thinking about it after looking into his. And I think that's neat. So how's everybody's New Year's Eve going so far? Because this is going to take a little bit. He's not even smoking yet. Oh, as I say. I could have sworn you could just hit him with charge shots from behind. I don't know why. It's not like that's a normal part of my strategy that I just wasn't doing or something. I don't think I need to be doing this jump method. In fact, I know I don't need to be doing this way, but it's fun. Got him! I always like riding the capsule up. I like the thought of the Maverick getting hit by the electricity. Just like, ow! Who's doing this? Stop it, please! That's not the right button. There we go. I was looking for start. Which I was trying to do optimally so I could take a drink. But I messed it up. My speed route is ruined. It always drives me nuts how long it takes for the rest of the stage to come back after that. One weird thing is that if you dash and jump straight up, you get a little bit more height, and it helps you clear those guys. So earlier, when we were talking about wildlife and like seed spreading and stuff like that, I immediately thought of these guys. I love the woodpeckers. The little worm buddies they throw. I think they're adorable. And they would be an effective farming spot if it weren't for the fact that they were so picky about when they threw the worms at you. Because you'd think it would have to do with proximity, but sometimes it's just not. Don't really know why. That's... I'm sure Chameleon is going to job me somehow, but I don't want to take too long farming. I'll save that for Sigma. I also always loved the progression of the stage background in this level. Like, the fact that this is now a deeper forest is so cool to me. And, like, the stripped down mechanical trees and everything. Like, this whole portion I kind of feel like is an underrated part of the game visually. And I always have the right armor face out to watch my back when I go into the boss door. And yeah, it would just strip off his armor right away. I love this. Rab, that is an excellent... That is a new favorite metal image, I think. This is going to be tedious, Buster, but I'll live with it. Which is a shame, because his stun is really funny. but it's fine. I always forget how fast his tongue just comes out. Like, the fact that he can do that many in such rapid succession. Okay, I'm not risking that. There's also something I really like about his boss arena, too. Just, like, visually, I like forest stages, I guess, is the kind of the easy shorthand there. I also can't believe that he only takes 1 damage from the Spiral Crush like this. Got him! Wasn't even worried. Chameleon Sting is a good time. Oh god, I just realized I'm gonna have to do Track Spider and certain stuff in the Fortress stages without Chameleon Sting and Shotgun Ice. Well, this is what I've requested for myself, I suppose. I'll make it work. I personally think that this stage is wildly underrated across the board. I don't hear that many people talk about it, but music is awesome. It's like one of the only really, really enjoyable underwater levels that I can think of right off the top of my head because the physics are so fun. You get all kinds of cool giant boss fights. I did a video all about it, actually, as a matter of fact. You guys gonna be a good farm for me right now? Yeah, you are. I'll take one more. Nah. The worst is when they drop a big item into the spikes. Eh. Easy very much. This one, I will not be surprised if I die at least once on. Usually my strategy... No, actually... Man, do I want to try that strategy now? I guess I usually don't have the body armor for it. I'm going to try it exactly one time. Against my better judgment. See if I can damage race you without having to do the whole spike dance. I've never done it Buster only. Oh, that's easy as hell. Okay, cool. Don't have to worry about falling into the spikes if you're just fucking sitting behind them. Come on. I would like the health. The oil rig health. Thank you very much. Zoning out on where I am. Very stupidly. Just gonna burn through that. Thank you, Cruziller. I love knowing like half of the names, and then like not the other, well, less than half, but enough of them. Satisfying crash. I didn't know you could get hung up on that corner. I am super glad I just saw that happen. I used to have so much trouble in this particular fight, because I would always get overzealous and fall into the spikes. And while I was playing it in college one year, a friend of mine that was watching was like, why don't you just line yourself up with the pillars? I had never noticed in my entire life playing this game that these pillars line up perfectly with those platforms, and I've never fallen into those spikes ever again. And it's like such a simple thing, it's so obvious that they do that. But here I am, a fool. But yeah, like, these are some of my favorite water physics. I really like low gravity stages of platforming. And effectively, this is just that. And again, I never hear people talk about Launch Octopus's stage at all, even though it's like this really neat mini-boss ruck with cool physics modifiers and shit. And I'm sure I don't need to tell everybody that, Storm Tornado jobs Ouroboros very quickly. God, I took damage. The run is over. There. That's a good... Take that. One of my favorite little things here is that you can reach the water surface. Excuse me, I'm trying to throw something off. You can just barely hear the splash. I think there's certain moment, or certain like out of bounds stuff that have found that there was a boss shutter up there at one point, which kind of implies that you weren't going to fight him underwater, or you're going to like fall in through the top, or you know, something else, which I think is neat. Anyway, I'm ready for this bullet hell. Honest to God, I might just try to outmash him. That was very generous of you. See, if you want to just keep doing this, I'm fine if you just want to keep doing this. That's the best. I can deal with that. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. So generous. And yeah, I'm assuming, Reb, that you're talking about the falling into the spikes thing. But that's the weird... I think because it was like a revelation from a friend who was watching me, I might have even fallen into the spikes when he pointed it out. That it just, like, it's stuck in my head so much now that it's never happened again, even in the heat of the moment. But I do know exactly what you mean, for sure. We've done it, except I have a couple more items to pick up first. Not many. Oh, but yeah, see there, Zero's text is blue instead of red. It's stuff like that. Like, it's not important by any metric at all, but it drives me crazy. Green, blue. Myth got it. Myth knows what's up. I also always used to do this stupid thing as a kid where it's like, aha, the tree is shooting. It's the danger tree. But anyway. Let's go get the heart tank. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. This isn't even a Buster-only run anymore. This is a pacifist run. Let's fucking go. And I have to. I'm legally obligated to. Every block has to go. Okay, there we go. So we're set there. you, got you. Right. It's always you. I always space out about coming back here with Fire Wave. I think this is the last mandatory weapon usage. There's Sub-Tank, we'll take that. I'm only trying to be damage conscious because I'd like to get more sub-tanks filled if I can help it. But I'm not really the best at no damage runs. It's a very satisfying area. I like that one a lot. Did it! Also Fire Wave. Since I've already fired it once, I'm just gonna do it. It's cool. Yeah! Really? It doesn't break the igloos. Neat. Fascinating. Never actually checked that before. No, I already established I don't want to get the Hadoken. I refuse. It's time-consuming, and I'm not even going to use it because it's not Buster only. I know it sort of technically counts as the Buster, but no. I don't wanna. Also, Rab, which remixer? Is it Game Metal? Because I know he just put one out, like, I think 7 or 8 days ago, according to a friend of mine. Yeah, Game Metal's is really good. There's a lot of excellent, like, there's so many. Zero, stop changing your color, please. I'm begging you. At least make your other color yellow. I can't think of the last time I did this part Buster only. This is gonna suck. I am not looking forward to these platforms without Rolling Shield. Quit it. Quit it? Thank you. I am... If I don't die here at least one time, I will be astonished. Oh, don't do it. Do I want to try this alternative way? Oh, God. You know what I do? I've eaten my words. I've eaten my words completely. But only because of the fucking sign... God, like, those little goblins. The fact that they laugh at you, too, is just the worst. I probably could have salvaged that if I had the Spiral Crush, because it hits behind you, but didn't stockpile it. I wasn't thinking, and it's my fault. But you can totally climb up that wall, which I think is amazing. Honestly, if I had just stuck with the platforms, I probably would have been better off. And yeah, I'll have to check out the Bravely Default one. Pretty much everything Game Metal. I know it's Game Metal, but like saying that, it's really hard to not hear the gay, and it makes it sound like an unintentional, god damn it, middle school insult. But either way, like, everything that that channel puts out is really good. Well, I guess on the bright side, I'm filling some of my sub-tank stuff right now, so I'll take that. I'm definitely going to need it for the final boss at least, but Boss Spider's going to kick my ass. No, I hate calling that. I prefer Track Spider. Bow Spider is silly. Boss Spider is identical. They're both equally silly to me. Ah, go ahead. Get out of here. You're just gonna respawn. You absolute bastard. Oh, no, slow down. Okay, alright. Good, we recovered. You know what? I am gonna do this way. It's a lot harder than it needs to be. And I'm out of practice. But we're done. We did it. It's like weird how that's safer just because it stops them from spawning. And I love that you're just not supposed to be able to do it, but it's not really designed in a way that makes it impossible. In fact, it's actually pretty easy once you've got, like, better movement down. Ooh, do I want to do the thing? I do want to do the thing. Alright, I haven't done this in a while, but let me see if I can do it. Alright. Alright. So, Vile and Zero should be here, but they're not. And I'm going to hit the door first, and we're going to come in here, and it's going to start doing the dialogue, but it's going to also pull that up, and the sound effects, and now we're just going straight in. I love doing that. It's so goofy. I kind of wish that it, like, somehow cycled back the the dialogue somehow. Anyway, beat the shit out of me. Oh no, oh damn it. I'm getting bullied by the big man. Zero health. I'm gonna have a drink. While we wait patiently. I love that he, like, runs away from you, and now he's gonna pick me up, put me as far away as possible. Speedrunners would be so pissed at me right now. Zero, don't do it. I already have the Buster upgrade. You don't have to. Yeah, I know. Just like the full stomping and everything. It's great. Now his text is red even though it was just the green-blue, like, bright color. Make up your mind! It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. But it's one of those things that it, like, just bothers me enough. Wow, you got a lot less health than the Mavericks do, bud. Never really stopped and thought of that, but you're taking damage hard. Kind of gives more. You want to finish it with the spiral, but I also want to do it while he's on screen so you can see his cool death. Got him. Love that pose. It's great. Yeah, he kind of is overcompensating with the right armor. I think that's really funny. And I mean, I guess it's supposed to, like, showcase the whole power thing. I haven't fought him without homing Torpedo in a while. I guess I just kind of forgot how much damage he would take. Yeah, kind of like that. Thanks, Zero. Just from Buster only on that. Because even the regular full charge without the Spiral Crush was doing, like, 4 or 5 damage to him, which is kind of nuts. Now I'm gonna get bullied very badly in here. Is that worth it? Net positive. Not if I keep taking damage, it won't be, but... See, this is the part I would normally be using Chameleon Sting to deal with. good enough. Oh, rough. And this is Boomer Quanger because you're expected to burn a lot of the homing torpedo ammo. We'll see how well this goes. This is, for my money, the best method of boss refighting in the X series and just Mega Man in general. And I hesitate to credit X1 for doing it because Mega Man 1 does it as well. But having them baked into the actual fortress stages instead of just having them all in like the one room at the end is so much more interesting. Like, for a lot of reasons. Ah, you did. I'm gonna probably die here. Yeah, like, oh, really? 1 damage, alright. Oh, well, 2 damage. Whoops. This puts me... Oh, that sucks. I don't remember the last time I've died there. This should still be a net positive if I don't do a terrible job. Damage boosting through you, I don't care. That I care a little bit more about. Oh my god! I'm so bad at this stupid hallway. Or shaft or whatever. Ooh, that was clean. Oh, I'll take that. Alright, that's an improvement. Whatever. Oh, wait a minute. Do you just keep respawning? Will you give me health? Please? Sir? You will! Maybe. You know, if... Okay, one more try. Oh, fuck it. Damn it. Just the worst. Friendo, I need you to stop. Oh my god, alright, I was just trying to mix up the movement a little bit to see if it'd stop him from being such a pain, but I guess it's just not gonna. Oh, you absolute troll. Got him. This hall's gonna not be great without my normal strategy either. There we go. My goodness. specifically didn't want to use a sub-tank in the Boomer fight because of this spot here, because I don't want to farm too long here for Track Spider, because I know Track Spider is going to mess me up. I'm always bad at Track Spider for whatever reason. And I could not tell you why, because he's really not that complicated. Never fails. Oh, hey, that works. Thank you, bud. Let's see how badly I embarrass myself on basic pattern recognition during this. I also see that there's a lot more chat, and I like super want to get involved with it, but I keep forgetting to check at times that I'm not in like mortal peril, so you'll have to bear with me. Yep, just like that, every time. I'm so bad. I'm the worst. Man, just, it's an embarrassment, really. Overthinking it? Man, this is, really, I think, one of my worst fights of the entire game for all of the wrong reasons. So I know that it's just a simple alternating thing, but for whatever reason, I just, like, can't do it. Yeah, like, I don't know. There's just something about it. Okay, that one's... And I whiffed the shot anyway. Ooh. Clutch a dodge there, though. Realized that one after I started dodging in the wrong direction. Missed that in general. Now he's going, like, double time. So your shots need to be really, really precise. Timing-wise, not aim, thank God. I can't imagine what this would be like if you also had to, like, perfectly aim at his weak point. Love to do this without a sub-tank if you let me. Oh, I'd love to do this without a sub-tank if you let me. I'm the worst. I'm the worst! I cannot believe that I am incapable of, like, kindergarten-level pattern recognition to that degree. I would choke right at the end. Oh my god. Yeah, I just now saw that comment about the creativity between the Super Nintendo and the PlayStation stages. Honestly, my hot take is that I don't like the PlayStation 1 era X games as much. I think the most hot take is that I don't like X4 as much as most Mega Man X fans do. And don't get me wrong, I still enjoy it. It's just not my favorite of that, I'll call it trilogy, I guess, the PlayStation era ones. I definitely like it more functionally in certain areas than, if I can talk while I do this fight, in certain aspects, rather, versus, others in, like, X3, for example, and then obviously X7 is just X7, and that doesn't count. But yeah, the stage mechanics and everything in the Super Nintendo era, I definitely think are the peak. I can't believe I almost fell for that one of all of them. And actually, I can tell you part of why they have more watered down stages. It's because they have the forced perspective on a lot of, well, on every, like, standable asset in the PlayStation era games. So instead of it being like this, where, like, flat is flat and your feet are just flush on the ground, um, the PlayStation games have the forced angle, so floor-to-ceiling stuff... God, such easy things to dodge. The floor-to-ceiling stuff doesn't work cleanly. So, for example, the portion of Cyber Peacock stage where you would be flipping the room over, it isn't like a flipped gravity room like it would be in X game or a classic NES game, because they can't just flip the stage, because the assets don't work that way. They have to redraw them because of the forced 2D perspective. There we fucking go. So that really limits what they're able to do visually for a lot of stage gimmicks, and because it's like all fucked fake perspective, and it drives me nuts. I don't like how those look that way. I don't think it was a necessary change. It's always driven me crazy, even as a kid. There we go. I just had to get talking about something to finally not get completely humiliated by the spider. Also, you forgot to mention the name of the game, but then also forgot to mention the name of the game when you said you forgot to mention it. Unless I'm missing something, which I might be because I'm in these stages now. Am I good on Sub-Tank? No, I'm not. I would like to fill those if I can help it. Well, that was one more fill. I want to say, yeah, Chill Penguin first. That's fine. Also, Rab, what did mentioning X4 remind you of? You're leaving me hanging twice over. I gotta know. You know what? Spiral Crush doesn't do as much damage as other shots, I don't think. Yeah, like that one's doing beefier damage than if... Huh. I wonder... I mean, I think I know why that is. That's still very bizarre. They definitely fixed it with X2's Charge Shot, which I think might be my favorite one still. But also good. I'll take a look at that. Oh. Let's do that again. Oh god. Don't leave me, my friend. Which one are you this way? This way is the way. Now it's our bud. The cool guy. I think I see somebody else joined, not in chat yet, but hello and welcome. Glad to have you. This is a Buster-only run that I'm doing, quite frankly, a terrible job of, but I don't claim to be a professional in the gameplay department, only the fandom department. And even then, I have plenty of blind spots. Man, I'm just not doing a good job at some of these dodges. Usually this isn't this much of a problem on my end. But here we are. And yeah, Spiral Crush is definitely great for like wiping the screen, especially considering the fact that this is before the Giga Rush got introduced. But yeah, like they have their strengths and weaknesses both, which I do definitely appreciate. It is by no means a bad attack, and like I said, it is just like absolutely one of my favorite visuals in the series. You know what? I just don't want to take it. I'm not going to do great against Rengabanga. I know that for a fact. So we will see how this goes. I think I'm only going to get consistent with like one attack per on the nose, unfortunately. I'm a little too conservative with my evasion on him. Not really good at doing it, so I don't go as bold as I could. This is a really interesting health bar lineup. Huh, alright. I'll take that first try. They both had one pip left. I don't know if I've ever seen that like, evenly distributed before. Fascinating. An interesting stream moment, to be sure. Like the sneaky spy music. I don't really feel like dealing with them for any potential drops. And I don't know how I'm feeling about your refight. Just gonna bully you. Will this go better if I follow? Kinda. Not really, though. Not worth the damage output that I'm doing, that's for sure. Oh, I could bait you, too! I'm learning so much today about this favorite game of mine that I've had ever since I was old enough to read. Got him. I like how that works. Yeah! Did you actually get to see the Rangda Bangda fight? I think you popped in right as I finished him. Gimme. I guess. And it's undone just like that. Let me actually charge the full Buster all the way up. Go across. Actually pick you up. How am I doing? What? I'm fine. I don't want to farm yet. So if X copied Thunder Tyranno, it would be a, so I think the name I gave for it is actually on my pause screen, so if you check this out real fast, I actually have an asset for it. I just need to get into my stream software, and then do my pause screen, which I actually haven't had a good opportunity to pull up in a while. It was Roaring Thunder, because, of course, I have to go with the wordplay, and then his backup is Overdrive Knuckle, or Overload Knuckle, because Thunder Punches, it's just easy enough. He doesn't really have any other projectiles or anything like that. But I've always pictured it as, he'll open his mouth, do like a breath attack where it's a compressed, kind of lemon-shaped blast that goes out high speed, and on contact with anything, it stops and opens up as a big electric sphere for a while. So that's definitely what would get copied. That's a good question. I almost unloaded the wrong way, but there we go. We've got an asset for it. So that's that, and now I'm going to get bullied by a chameleon. You know, that means he's tricky because you actually have to time your charge, because the Spiral Crush doesn't do as much damage. So if you want to optimize a Buster only for him, you have to hit him at particular times, or else you're not doing the max damage that you could be doing otherwise. That is very interesting to me, and probably, well, I guess speedrunners would find that interesting, but they probably already know that. We're learning on the fly, gang. And I only say lemon for the shape. So I get like football shaped, that kind of like squash and stretch. It would be a sphere, but it's moving so fast that it's kind of getting like stretched out, is the way I picture it. It's actually based on, yeah, Oblong works too, whatever you want to say. It's simply enough based on how Trunks' burning attack works in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, or Dragon Ball Kakarot, or whatever, which is a very good game that I could stream at some point, maybe. I don't know. Probably not, actually. There's probably a lot of weird copyright music-related stuff, since the rights holders to Dragon Ball are crazy people. But the way they animated Burning Attack in that was really cool. And it was definitely the simplest. And then I actually think a portion of the electric weapon in Mega Man X Corrupted works similarly. But I think it has like an uppercut property to it. I know the way Zero's attack in that game works that way, but I can't remember if that's exactly how X's electric attack works in the preview footage that I've seen or not. Man, he's just a time sink more than anything else. There we go. Oh, and yeah, they haven't finished it yet. That's been in works forever. But I do know that they consistently put out like really large update videos now. Okay, I know that this is Buster only, but I want. Ah! You dick. Okay. Whatever, that works. So this is... Ooh, I'm ready to get punched in the face again. Oh, you giant bastard. Just like a lazy punch into the wall like that. I don't know if I've ever seen him do that at like point blank before. No! Just wasn't fast enough on the turnaround. That's my own damn fault. I think it's gonna check... Yeah, it's gonna checkpoint me after every... fight at least. So that's good. Okay, we got a second chance on this. I will take it. No enemies have been defeated with a special weapon yet. So it's still Buster only. Counts. And it's either that or I am just going to be farming on stream more. Nobody wants to see that. Man, you are not cooperating with your dash punches this time. I do kind of appreciate the fact, though, that if you fight him that way, it just turns into like a slugfest. So that's pretty cool. That was also a lot cleaner than the first time, so I'll take it. And then you were dirt easy last time, so I'll take this. Now, granted, it's half because he had a very kind pattern. I bet you're going to start with a jump. Yep. You should just keep doing the green torpedoes, please. I'll take the fish fangs, too. You're not going to be as generous again. That's fair. That was a very unusual fight. I know that I'm taking so much damage, but I just don't care. Like, it's easier on my hands to just, like, tank the damage and mash through that. And yeah, the homing torpedoes that he uses are pretty ruthless. Alright, so I'm doing this again, because it's more energy over here. Pay no attention to the incorrect weapon usage. And, well, I'm charged. Why not? Why not cheese it? Nobody saw anything. That's still Buster only. It counts. Don't tell Addy. I'm sorry, Neon in this case. Oh no! That was such a perfect time to lose one of the viewers. I went back on my word too many times. Oh, hey, we actually get to see the real, true Fire Wave on stream. so rare that that actually pops up on screen for me. The way I fight him, he's just jumping around nonstop. Hey. No! I was hoping that I'd be going... Oh, yeah, the Gulpfurs, I think is their proper name. Yeah, they're a pain. I don't think they take any specific damage from inside, so it's always fastest to just kind of button mash out of them. But I've never really done the experimentation to know if that's true or not. Actually, I guess to answer your question, the opened-up version of Tyranno's special weapon would be kind of like that. Didn't even really occur to me that that would be a good example, especially considering the fact that this boss's name is D-Rex. But, it wouldn't be those colors. That is an evil purple and green combination. Can you, like, do the projectile more, please? I'd rather not use a sub-tank on you right now, but you're gonna make me? Okay, that's fine, I guess. Dead. Doesn't even matter. Well, actually, I think it would have mattered if I hadn't used that sub-tank chunk. That probably would have finished me off, but hey, it's fine. Alright, we've done it. Well, I will be the first to say that I am almost certainly going to die on the final phase. I also apologize in advance, but there's no way I'm doing Buster only on farming sub-tanks here. I'm just not going to subjugate you guys to do that. And yeah, the recolored D-Rex. Well, that's actually, that's not that D-Rex. That's, I think it's just shortened to Rex 2000, but that one is the one from, X3 in, Doppler's Fortress. It's the one that, you fight when Zero holds up the ceiling, except he doesn't do that, which I've always thought is funny. Oh, that was fast. It's like, I'll stop the ceiling from falling, and then the ceiling keeps falling, because Zero in the Super Nintendo trilogy isn't really the brightest bulb. Just to make sure we're all set. But either way, that was a really good recolor. I don't like X-Dive, but I'll give it credit where it's due. And that kind of seasonal stuff is a lot of fun. Or, you know, event stuff, I guess. That was a pretty clean Bellgarter, I'll take that. But yeah, it's the one with the legs. I mean, it's the same thing. I think they're intended to be the same series of Mechanoids, so you're definitely not far off by any means. If they wanted to go all out, which I'm not surprised they didn't, because going for the command mission version of anything is no one's first choice. This is gonna take so fucking long, I'm sorry. There's the command mission version of the D-Rexes that are literally just bipedal dinosaur heads. They're great. I love their design. And I'm gonna mess up all this easy-ass pattern stuff. I think I saw somebody else mention the command mission ones, so yes, we're on the same page. I'm actually curious about the blue shot for him, but I think they basically have this set up so that the Spiral Crush is his weakness weapon outside of Electric Spark in this phase, and Rolling Shield in the next. I need to get more used to doing that, honestly. Yeah, without fucking it up. Yeah, he's not the right pattern to do that. I need to not get myself killed just trying new tactics on stream. Although that's working better. I may just not use sub-tank this time. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. But yeah, it's never... now, in all of the years that I've played this, it's never really occurred to me that he doesn't need to reach the top, because he doesn't fast drop or anything. So this is way quicker. And I feel a fool for not realizing it sooner. That was uncomfortably close. Ah! Do I want to use a sub-tank? Ugh, it's such a slog. I feel like I should get here with more health. Well, okay, decision made for me. That works. I'm fine with that. The Sigma fight was too... I took too much damage. That's on me. I mean, all of this is on me. I don't blame this game for anything, but... I will say my thumb is getting a little bit sore from all the wall jumping, though. I know, he is a wall now. It's terrifying. Well, he was. He was, and then he killed me. With his sharp wall fingers. Truthfully, Velgarder is always the one that like really throws off my damage distribution. That Sigma was really just me being not the most focused. And then also experiment with a new jump pattern, which, you know, kind of a dumb thing to do on stream, but hey. Hey, damageless though, I'll take that. Yeah, God, now I can't just not picture him face-planting over and over for that animation. That's outstanding. He does kind of do that in X6, but it's not a face-plant, unfortunately. Ah! Not off to my favorite start. Yeah, see, that's what I'm nervous about. I'm really bad at knowing exactly when he's going to decide to drop and not. And I know it has to do with X's position. But I really don't want to keep experimenting with it and then, like, just burning through stream time where I'm just doing the final boss over and over. Though I will say, I do deeply appreciate that this is still, like, I think the hardest final boss for me in the X series. It's a really good, like, high challenge damage output, so you really need to be careful. I don't really think any of the others feel that way. X3s, well, Kaiser Sigma, I guess I kind of maybe feel that way about, but Kaiser Sigma I'm more always frustrated with his tiny hitbox. And I know that the hitbox for Wolf Sigma in this one is arguably about the same, but there's something about it that doesn't feel quite as bad. That might just be nostalgia talking, but it's hard to say. How do I do that? What am I doing, guys? Love that little lemon at the end, though. Just barely nicking him. It's not nothing, that's 1 damage. Alright, that's way, way better. Oh no, Addy, we're this far in. I'm doing Buster only for X1. When I transition... Oh, actually, Jesus, it's almost already 9. Depending on where we're at. But really, at this rate, the fight isn't going to be too terribly different. Yes, it's absolutely going to be different. Oh my god! Oh my god! I haven't hit him 1 time! Alright, we're going to do sub-tanks, Buster only, and if I mess this up, then for the sake of damage speed, less troublesome for me and more just like, I'm not going to subjugate you guys to watching this for that long. Can you please? Can you please? Can you please? Oh, this is a nightmare. Oh my god! He's going to deck me right in the face. Alright, if you just chill out for a second, then now I'm in a bracket where I can actually make a little bit of headway. If I can help it, I'm not even going to jump, because I'm terrible at getting this foot placement. Alright, we're making up for lost time. This is going great. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. And I'm sure everybody in here is well aware, but if you're doing Buster only, you have to use Spiral Crush. None of the others do any damage to him. So, the charge time is a factor here. Oh, there I go. I think I'm good. I had to tank on him 1 time, which is probably going to cost me the whole game now somehow. Some crazy way. I recently found out that if you are high up enough, and it's really, really hard, you can hit him with the Hadouken, which I would have never really had the patience to test, but I've always suspected. But I have now seen video evidence of it. And I think that's kind of amazing. Oh, that was really lucky. I don't even think that would have been, like, for context, I don't even think that would have been high up enough to do it. I am kind of amazed at how chill he's being about this. Usually the reason this doesn't go this clean for me, as I say it, is because the other hand is always... Yeah, this is more what I would have expected. Like, way more aggressive other hand pushes. And I don't want to jump, because I will fall, because I'm not the most measured non-panicker. And I will have a hard time getting back up. And this streak of luck is kind of astonishing, and we're good! Man, all I had to do was just, like, play Faith. I only had to use, what, the one sub-tank, I think? God, that's kind of amazing, actually. So there's your Buster-only run. Definitely, actually, I'm kind of curious. So here's what we'll do. I'll still cut off at 9, even though I could go longer, because it's a holiday, baby. But I'm going to... I want to see how far into X2 I can get. Which, I guess, unofficial speedrun, we'll see how that goes. But I already have all of the medals, the achievements in the Switch version, so I'm just backing out. But now we're just fucking going for it. Not doing any restrictions, I'm just going to do my best to get through this as quick as I can. And if we're in good shape, I mean, I'm not going to finish it in half an hour, there's no way. I would be tempted, but I don't want to pull anybody out of what plans they're doing, and I know that certain people... I would love a Gaia Armor-only run so much you have no idea. But I don't think we're going to be able to get other people in on a rando this short notice, since other people are doing stuff this evening. But I do want to do more rando streams, for sure. Like, I love it so much. F's in chat for Green Biker Dude. See, I try to go faster than I'm used to, and I make a bunch of mistakes. There we go. Mistakes absolved. Oh, actually, fun fact really fast about the art that I've got for Thunder Tyranno. Those guys are bar weighing, so BAR space WAYING, the wall drill dudes. And if you check this out, I specifically, in his lore, added a helper. So the dude over on the right that he's hooked up to, I called Volt Weighing, and his whole thing is a grounding rod, because the lore for the character is that he is a mobile generator for disaster relief. So he'll have that support unit drill into the ground so that he can power output safely, because that is a legal requirement for generators. It's inspired by those guys and the drill weighings from X3, which you see in like Neon Tiger's stage and all that. Neon Tiger and Tunnel Rhino off the top of my head. So there's more character lore for you. We're already done with the intro stage. That's how fast we're going. But also, we start with the dash, and that's a big deal. We are not interested in what these gentlemen have to say. We're just going to cut right on through it. I'm not gonna waste the time doing the saves either, I don't think. Right into Wire Sponge. Let's be irresponsible today. I don't normally avoid combat. I really should, because there's not really a lot of reason to deal with it a lot of the time. Here's Myth's worst room in the game. Which I'm gonna cock up because people are watching. I just won't hold the charge, it's fine. Take extra lives. Take sub-tanks. About one sub-tank fell out of that. That's not the worst. I really wish I could showcase the cool shit you can do in this stage with elemental weapons, but it's just never meant to be. You never need to come here. Knowing my luck, because I'm trying to be cool and fast, I'm somehow gonna get jobbed by the very, very easy boss coming up. So I'm gonna do some light farming here. These guys tend to be pretty generous. But if it starts to take too long, I'm just not gonna worry about it. What's that? Half a tank. That should be fine. I'll eat my words, but if I lose to Wire Sponge with health and a half from start, then the run deserves to be over. A little too early on that. See, I'm getting greedy. I'm getting greedy and trying stuff that I don't normally do. Like a fool. This is my favorite way to dodge is Thunder Dance. Just get right up on him. His foot doesn't have hit detection. It's his main body that you gotta worry about. You can just get right up close and you'll be totally safe. 5. I know, the Thunder Dance is lethal to under-practiced individuals, but it's okay. We're professionals here. We've got a weapon that is apparently remarkably good that I am remarkably bad at. This is also my favorite weapon get. I love the song, I love that pose. It's super simple screen, I love it. I love that screen. We go into my boy, Wheel Gator. Myth discovered that his weapon is remarkably useful. I am mostly here to get what is, I think... So I love the Spiral Crush visually. It's iconic, I love everything about it, but I think this is my favorite Buster upgrade in the series. It's a hard choice, because there's a lot that I really like. But, man, does the X2 Buster do some damage. As soon as I can actually get to it. It's interesting that this used to be a tradition of, like, pixel-perfect jumps to get the Busters. And then it just kind of, like, fell off a little bit. Like, most of getting it in Tunnel Rhino's stage is just having the right weapon to get to it. There's no real jumping peril involved. X4, I guess, is pretty perilous, but I wouldn't really call it the same kind of, like, pixel perfect that way. It's just more dangerous because of the spikes around it. The Storm Owl. And I would take the sub-tank if I can, but I'm not gonna... There we go. good refill stage. I think X2 is really generous when it comes to all this stuff. I'm not going to show this off. No, I'm not. I'm not going to waste the time. You can do the extra life farming thing with those pilots if you hop out and run up to them. The same as the Tauntaun in Tunnel Rhino, or jeez, in Armored Armadillo stage. But it's a little bit more time consuming, and I just don't want to deal with it right now. But rest assured, it's a thing you can do. Always bully them on your way up. It's important. Is that already a full sub-tank? Yeah, it is. That's great. I don't have to worry about this, because I can just fill up easy down here. Oh, even easier! Good run so far. I'll take it. Doing it. So you can stun lock him with wire, or with strike chain. That is his weakness weapon. I'm bad at it. I've never gotten the rhythm down, and I'm not about to start experimenting with it now. And the Red Mittens of Destruction are such a good kind of DPS that I'm really not worried about it. So, unlike the Spiral Crush, which seems to trigger invulnerability for bosses more often than not when the first little pellet hits, the double charge shot in this one is set up so that the first hit makes it so that the second hit still deals damage. And it's a brick shithouse. It's just like the most DPS of a Buster Charge that I can think of in the X series. Outside of, you know, weakness weapons and stuff. It's astonishing how much damage it does, and I love it. Oh, I was about to get cocky and say, "You done." Anyway, bye. Hanging on just to make me a liar. But that's okay, I respect that. The man drives around in a gigantic dinosaur tank. You can't be mad at him, except you can. He's committing war crimes right now. It's horrible. Spin wheel and some new opposition. I'm almost tempted to not worry about these guys. Hey look, it's that guy that died in a nuclear explosion, PSP remakes. Good job. Surviving. Where's your life support chair? Man, it's crazy how that works. Really hard just to do this the same every time, huh? Nah, bubble o'clock. Doing the normal pattern. I could go for Silk Shot early. Maybe I should have done that. It's too late now, but Silk Shot is my favorite weapon in this game. It's honestly a contender for tops in general, but Fire Wave has my nostalgic heart. Pop all the way down. No! I'm not gonna pop all the way down, yes. can't do an X-Hunter stage here, and we can't do the really cool sub-tank fill here because we don't have Silk Shot yet. But, what if I could? Oh my god. He's just gonna keep bullying me, gonna make me look like a fool. Oh my god. I know, right? If only they brought this music back in any capacity. It's just so good. It's amazing that they didn't. So good that I just felt like extending this short stage length a little bit longer by falling into a pit. I'm not even going to bother with this time because I'm definitely not taking that kind of embarrassment more than once. I just do not have it in me. Alright, let's everybody calm down. There we go. It's the water theme so nice, they did it twice. Right. Bubble Crab, I think, is a contender for my favorite boss in this game, too. He's just so cool. Like, I really like him. He's got that kind of... Like, I know there's a lot of it in the X series, and I always kind of start to think that there isn't, but there totally is. But he has that kind of airman quality to him from the classic series, where it's like, he's just not human-shaped. He is absolutely supposed to be more crab than anything else. Like, he leans into the animal. And I know a lot of Mavericks do, even without the not human-shaped thing. Like, Flame Mammoth, I would argue, is a lot more traditionally, like, anthropomorphized than some of the others. But, like, the hunch and the fact that he just has, like, a face for a body, and I love the beam claws. He's just such a good design. I love him. I love my cool crabby boy. But I have a lot of good things to say about X2's roster. I think they're really creative. Anyway, bye. Have a saw blade. I don't usually use the shark shot for that fight. I always forget how hard it hits. Get this outstanding color scheme. Alright, Violin, where are you heading? You know what? I'm gonna do it. No fire. I want Silk Shot now. See if I can't brute force some of the cooler trivia that I've got coming in the next-ish minutes. Bye, Heart Tank. I'll get you later, maybe. Always green when you check out Dr. Light's cool shirt. Get that body armor. We basically already have all the gear that, like, I want. The air dash is very nice, but, like, God, between the damage reduction, the screen clear when you want it, which, if I'm being honest, doesn't really come up that often. That's the problem I have with a lot of, like, super moves like that. is more often than not, you don't ever really need to use it. But, you take the damage reduction. You take the secret extra life. Actually, I don't want to do that. I'll hit you once with the charge shot, but I'm gonna clean up your act first. Or after, rather. Bubble Splash hits really hard. Flamethrower type weapons are typically very good. I'm so bad at that. Yeah. How am I feeling about this? Oh, I've got a sub-tank, it doesn't matter. Violin hits hard enough where I always get a little nervous. But I also usually don't have the body upgrade for the first round. We'll see, we'll play it by ear. I just want Soul Shot. You can't stop. I'm gonna stand next to you with a pretty shield. Your weakness is me standing next to you. God, you hit hard. Jesus. That is terrifying. Got him! Really complex fight there. Cannot be! Whoop. What I'm doing here. There we go. Some of my favorite enemy design in this game, for anybody that has never stopped and looked, they're made out of the junk parts of X1 enemies. They've got spike wheels, they got Mets, they got the degraver head, they got the Gulper, like, over layer, I don't know what you would functionally call that, the chassis, I guess. Such a good idea. Because those enemies don't appear, well, Mets do, but those enemies don't appear in this game, and I just think that's really neat. Easy. So good. See, like, you'd be inclined to use the Giga Crush in here, but the Buster does such a good job of clearing out the enemies that it just doesn't matter. Like, that's what I'm talking about from before, where it's cool to have, it's nice to put a function into taking damage outside of just, like, reduced damage taken or, like, a defense upgrade. I just wish that there were more reasons to actually use the attack. And I do want to farm here because it's a really good spot for it. And even though I'm not the worst at the Morph Moth fight, he does hit very hard. So I'd like to have it just in case. Come on, you're right there. There we go, there we go. Also, my favorite way to dispatch an enemy, just launch a saw blade right down into his head. Just outstanding. Gonna go ahead and get that ready. One thing I will say, the PS1 era introducing the ability to charge during the boss intros is really nice. Like, that's a great change that I would definitely retroactively add to, like, proper remakes of the Super Nintendo era ones. Very good. Already at half. I'll take that. Yeah, weirdly, it's his dust. Like, the dust move is what really hits like a truck. But that was really clean. I'm happy with that. Usually I take a little bit more damage. I'm improving. Favorite weapon in the game obtained. I'm gonna say, just out of honor. The past 9. Oh man. You know what? I'm just gonna go through it. At the very least, the 8 stages. I think that sounds fun. Crystal Snail? Do I want to do Crystal Snail early? You know what I do? I do, actually, because I get to show off something cool on stream. I'm gonna do it. Because Surgus is here, and I'm gonna bully him in a very specific way. Plus, an out-of-order Crystal Snail is usually pretty fun. First, gonna do that. For anybody that doesn't know, that's always been plagued by that particular jump, if you tap jump while you're dashing with the right armor, you get more height and distance, rather than if you just hold it down. It extends it a lot. And I didn't know that for the longest time. I'm really glad that I don't remember if I figured that out by accident or if I found it on a guide or what, but it's a literal game changer. It's a huge deal to be able to do that. You need to stop. I'm going to show it off a little bit here, too. Need to. And if I'm patient, then I can just pop up there. So you can't wall climb on these walls. They're slick with crystals, which is the same as ice. Because, you know, why not? So normally, you would use either a Speed Burner or Sonic Slicer to deal with Surgus, the old man. But Silk Shot, being my favorite weapon in this game, and one of my absolute all-time favorites in general, has a really unique property where it takes on the attributes of the stage currently in. And also, he just reads your button inputs, which, you know, fuck you, but whatever. And the X-Hunters all have unique stage weaknesses. And Crystal Silk Shot, when it does actually land on him through his force field, does more damage than his actual weakness weapon would. And I love that. It is one of my absolute favorite weapon mechanics in any X game ever. Nothing else is like it. It's so cool that it does that. And it hits like a dump truck. It's amazing. Like, I love Silk Shot. I love it. I love it so much. So satisfying. Yeah. Really? You can do it? Yeah. Button input reading. Geezer bastard. Have some diamonds. I love it. Doing this out of order literally just to show that off. It's so wild. They get different physics too. So normally Silk Shot just explodes on impact, but Crystal Silk Shot bounces and slides. The stone ones that you can see, I forgot there were spikes there, that's my bad. The stone ones that you can fire bounce once and then explode, and then there are leaf ones that go upward because they're lighter. I can't believe I just jobbed myself to that fucking spike. We still got the 0 part, so it doesn't matter. It just means we get to see the whole stage. That's why I did it. No other reason. Oh, actually, you know what? That is a good reason, because now I get to go into the proper mid-boss fight in the other really cool way, because X2 is, I think, functionally the better of the original two. I like X1 more, but I think X2 just, like, knocks it out of the park. So normally you're not supposed to be able to get the ride armor up here, but because of that dash attack thing I mentioned, we can bring it right on into this boss fight and just bully the absolute bejesus out of Saber Moon R. He's already dead. I love it. And that is as far as we go. And I would like to think that this is a known thing, or was a known thing by the devs, because you can get it just up high enough, but not actually all the way through. Heartbreaking. Some of that. Don't even need it. Right, we're gonna die. Get the most useless helmet in the series. Because it's bugged, or they changed their mind, or whatever. As soon as you know where everything is, you just don't need to get it. We're gonna get it because it looks really cool. It's also supposed to use weapon energy, but it doesn't. It just doesn't. As far as I'm aware, there's no explanation for that anywhere. Yeah, as soon as you know where all the secrets are, this helmet serves no purpose whatsoever. Go. And then because Silk Shot never stops being amazing, you get all these rooms that I know everybody already knows about. But there we go. Showed it off. Fall through stuff too slowly for no reason. Ah! Stop bullying me. Come on. There you go. God, that's never taken. Now we're just gonna go for it. If I die, I die. I love the dash pose of that helmet. It's so sleek. Something made a really interesting artistic observation about the Giga Armor's helmet. It has a really similar, like, swooping fin pattern to Zero's, but it has the central crest, too. And somebody posited that that basically makes it like the, okay, you've now matched and exceeded Zero's power. Which I thought was kind of a neat Like, I don't know if that's actually what they were doing artistically, but I dig it either way. Like, that's a neat way to think about it. Granted, it is a little silly when you stop to think about the general concept that that would basically mean I've got one more spike on my helmet, therefore I'm stronger than you, but, you know. Design language is important, so I buy it enough. I love how many, like, meaty hits there are in X2. Like, the weight of getting hit by that crystal is just, like, immense. I love it. It shakes the screen. Everything feels more powerful. Which also lends itself well to X's whole getting stronger story arc. If I decide to go all the way to Sigma in this run, I'll point more of that out later, but there's a lot of really cool, like, obvious intentional upgrades throughout that make it seem like an actual escalation of what happens in the first game. And I dig it a lot. X2 is a very good sequel. That was the cleanest I've ever done him. Well, Buster only. It is a spike-based ranking system, you're right, Myth. It's the only logical explanation. Oh, by the way, don't think I didn't see your speedrun goal time face earlier. I appreciated that. It occurred to me that I never actually responded to it. But I thank you. God, such a clean blue. I don't normally see his palette in any of the exposed armor with it, because I usually have the boots by now. Oh, we'll take it. That's awesome. That's a perfect roundup. Actually, if I'm remembering right, is it junk here or is it stone here? Because if it's stone here, then this is the best possible thing that could have happened. No, it's scrap. Oh, no, that's fine. But it doesn't really matter that much because we're right at the beginning anyway. And I'm going to use it on him anyway because why not? It's my favorite. Challenge myself a little bit. Probably not going to do that much. Oh, well, it does hit through his slashes. That's kind of nice. But the short is he's weakest to Stone Silk Shot. Actually, don't remember what his other weakness is. I know he's weak to Magnet Mine in the Fortress refight, but that's mostly out of necessity. Come on. My god. Not usually this much of a pain. Because I hit him with some garbage first, I guess. You're the easiest one. I shouldn't need to use a sub-tank on you. There we go. Feels good. See, now, Myth, if it's a spike-based ranking system, then why is Agile the weakest of the three of these guys? I ask you this important question as we obtain Zero's pants. love a healing item. I can't remember if this is a healing one or an ammo one. I certainly hope it is the former. I don't usually use this one for anything because Bubble Crabs is the fastest. Alright, there we go. That's what I needed. Mode 7 bridge action. Ride Chaser's gonna be waiting for us right here. Gonna ignore the Sandstorm Generator because I just don't give a shit. And I'm gonna continue to never get this first try. I'm not gonna do this a bunch because I'm not really worried about a full completion because I just don't think that's in the cards tonight, but I would like to try. I like this. What? What is that? Who knows? Maybe that'll make it easier somehow. Man. I don't know what it is about this ramp. There's an inconsistent portion of the mechanic boosting with the Ride Chaser. And I've never really been able to figure it all the way out. That's really slow. Maybe it has to do with taking damage. That's such an obvious answer that I've never actually, thought about until right now. What if I just, chill out for a second? Get rid of the enemies. Or, well, without crashing. Nope, okay, that's enough. It's a cool thing to pull off on stream, but I'm not focused on it, so it's all good. It's definitely one of the worst items to get, though. I will sing X2's praises forever, but it's just not a well set up one, especially since once you get past that point of no return, you only get the one triad. So that I would change. At the very least, I'd have a Ride Chaser spawn in here. Maybe change it so that it's like an inside obstacle course. Addy with some Pizza Tower style momentum chaining. Some fast turns and stuff like that. That'd be the way to do it. Unironically, actually, I think that would be the way to do a more interesting challenge there. Do it from the other side because we're cool. It's not even that hard to do that, I just like to do it. We're going to bully this bird. Well, ideally. This should be the correct height to do this. Got him! Good and easy. I think I'm going to finish out the 8 bosses and then call it. I think that'll be the way to go. Because I also need to do dinner still. And it's late. And I don't want to start the new year starving to death. should have much better momentum with this as a whole warm-up evening when I do decide to do this again tomorrow. Hey, Dr. Kane, can you fix my best friend? Sure I can, because I'm an important character that didn't get killed off. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do this and save my favorite for last. That's the way to do it. I'm down for that. Show off some secret techniques. This boss roster is super cool. Time to see Myth's favorite character in the game. Weird being here with more upgrades. I never do this in this order. Later, nerds! That was good and clean. I'll take it. Don't need to worry about the X-Hunter here. I'm just going. And I've never tried this way before, but I'm gonna do it this time anyway. Back to a point where I'm actually curious enough to see if this will put out the fire, and it probably won't. But I don't know. You gotta come over here. No, okay, fine. It's not worth the effort. They ignite the gas vents, and I wanted to see if Bubble Splash would put the fire out. It was either good timing or no, it doesn't. Or yes, it does. Who knows? I'm gonna go bully the stag. But only a little bit, because I am going to let him get one of his signature moves off. Centered enough. There we go, that's a good setup. I really like that you're basically using his own acrobatics against him with this strategy. Okay, will you please? There we go, go blue. And then I'm gonna let you land, gonna let you punch, gonna let you punch, and then I'm gonna let you do a slam dunk. Because it's fucking cool looking. I'm gonna do this because I feel like it. Oh! It's the one damage even with the charge shot. That's fair. I am playing X Squared. Some good stuff. Thank you for joining, Mebbles. I'm glad to see ya. I will be open and say that I'm not doing a full run-through of it right now. X1 Buster only took a little bit longer than I was hoping. I wanted to get through both of them this evening, but I'm just going to round out these stages because I still need to eat. And normally I would have stopped right at 9, and we're coming up on the 3-hour mark, so that'll be pretty much perfect, actually. But I did kind of go out of my way to end on my favorite boss, so I'm going to do some cool shit in this stage, because I love everything about Magna Centipede. gonna see, even though I don't need to, if I can get through this sneaky route. But I'm typically bad at it, so probably not. Hey! First try. Just gonna whiff it right away. There we go. First item. One of my favorite things about this stage is that it is the fortress, the final fortress stage. This is where you encounter Sigma after a certain point and Zero blows the floor open for you. And those power-ups are still there in case you didn't get them the first time. And I think that's really cool because it implies that it's not like a copy. It is absolutely the same location. And I just think that's neat. Someday I'll get bold enough to go through that without waiting. Because I know you can. The timing is tight, but you can do it. I was going to say, speaking of tight timing, first try, but I didn't get to. Oh, man. I'm whiffing that. It's such a big opening. That time I just botched it entirely. Please. I know I can. Man, what is, my timing is bad. The last try. Not too worried about getting it 100%. Yeah. That's fine. I haven't tried this on you before. How's it do? One shot. I'll take it. This is the hardest room for me to go no searchlight. Ah, close. That's fine. You want to give him one upgrade? Nah, you missed. Nah, that's fine. The light radar killer on fire. Raider killer, depending on your translation. You want to hit him on the ground with it because the afterburn does actually do damage, but it goes that much quicker. Hooga! Right, I am going to showcase a little figure of Radar Killer, the mini-boss, because that's dope if you do. I love his design, it's really rad. I like showcasing this, and we need to round out our time a little bit by just a couple minutes, so I'm going to show off why Magna Centipede is the coolest fucking boss. He's got all this ability to charge and dash and rapid fire, but he's going to take those abilities away from me every time he does that. Now, I can't charge my Buster anymore. This is all I can do. I'm holding the button down even though you can't see it. So all I can do is rapid fire. It's become more difficult to fight him. I'm gonna keep letting you do it, so you gotta work with me here. I don't want this to take too long. There we go. Now he's going to take away the next ability, which is, now I can't rapid fire. That is my highest rate of fire. He's going to take more. Now I can't dash. And finally, thank you for cooperating, I can't jump high anymore. So that's that. I'm neutered. He takes away all of your abilities if you let him do that. It's one of my absolute favorite things. It's so wild. And no other boss has a technique like that at all. It makes it substantially more difficult, but I normally don't have or do when I do this kind of showcase, is the ability to knock his tail off and neuter him back. So now I'm going to weakness weapon him. Oh, or I'm just gonna die. It works too. Means I'm just gonna go ahead and showcase what his weakness weapon does to him, which I'm torn on, because on the one hand, I think it's cool that it's as powerful as it is, especially when it is one of my absolute favorite weapons in the series, and I like that it's showcased very well. But on the other hand, it makes it so that he can't do his most interesting thing at all, and that's a bummer on its own. So it's kind of a mix. But you just take his tail away, and he can't do the Magnum Drain anymore, which is what I call it, because I do not think it has an official name. But yeah, I love Magma Centipede. He is my favorite boss in the series. Yeah, Centipede and Gravity Beetle are both dope. Honestly, more often than not, if a Reploid is an insect, they're probably badass. And yeah, honestly, I want more boss figures. Like, X is my favorite character in fiction. Zero's plenty cool. Sigma's neat. Vile's dope and iconic. Like, they're such a great cast. But, my god, I just want some of the actual, like, expanded cast. Like, I'd even take the rest of Hunter Base, like, Cygnus and Alien, Douglas. That'd be super cool. I'd love, I mean, nobody would buy a Dr. Doppler figure but me, but I would buy a Dr. Doppler figure. But, right now, this is Dr. Kane saying that we just finished the game, because we are at 3 hours, I need to eat dinner, and as glad as I am, Mebbles, that you managed to show up, I am going to have to call the stream here. Douglas is very cool. Douglas is a great character that didn't need to go away. But anyway, I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their New Year's Eve. I hope everybody has a thunderful evening, and I will be back to do this again tomorrow, next year, to close this year out with my favorite game and open next year with my favorite game. So if anybody wants to come back, I'll hopefully be doing X1 a little bit faster, and I'll just kind of keep going throughout the day. But yeah, everybody have a good evening. Enjoy the rest of your new year, and may your resolutions all come true. Take it easy.